Have you ever wondered what you will find if you secretly recorded your partner? Well, this woman right here, she did just that. And the things that she found after recording her boyfriend will leave you mind blown. Man, y'all might want to buckle up for this one. But before we get to it, the name of the content creator that I found this story on, her name is Maya, and you can find her on TikTok. So you want to follow her for more updates, this is her page. Now for the rest of y'all, buckle up because this story gets wild.
So, get ready with me while I do a story time about how I caught my ex-boyfriend cheating the first time with a voice recorder that I planted in his car. With 108 hours of audio that I sat through and listened to before I created my file and left his ass.
8 hours.
So, me and my ex were dating for about we dated for a total of 3 years at the time. It was a year and 8 months, going on 2 years. He was fighting a case. He ended up going to jail for 6 months. Out of the time we were together for those 3 years, he did 6 months in jail, 6 months out on house arrest. So, when I caught him doing what he was doing, he was on house arrest. At the time, he had to be back in the house by 10 o'clock. So, he had to do what he had to do throughout the day, run his errands, and be home, obviously, at that time. So, I would say maybe 2.5 months into him being on house arrest, I felt like he was acting very funny towards me. Mind you, yes, held him down when he was in jail, made sure he was great, didn't cheat, was the best girlfriend. In and out. I really do feel like that. I'm not perfect, don't get me wrong, but I was loyal, and that's mainly important, and I was there for his mental health. So fast forward to when he came out of jail, right? He's on house arrest. I just feel like he's moving as he should. He wants to be outside more, hang with his friends as he should. I just had a strong intuition that he either was cheating or he just, I don't know, maybe was not into the relationship anymore or whatever it is. I knew the problem was not fucking me. So, and the problem with me was that he was not fucking me. That's red flag number 1. So, fast forward, like I said, 2 months in, we would go maybe 1 week without having sex. 2 weeks without having sex. Okay. It's only one answer. And before I become a crazy bitch, I'm like, are you happy? Let me know now. Because, I'm not the type of bitch to be like, I'm obviously not doing something right. Or, what do I need to do to fix it? I automatically knew it was him. I knew it wasn't fucking me. I knew it was him. You either moving funny and you're feeling guilty about it or whatever. But the type of person that my ex was, he was very tactic. No one calls his phone. Whenever I go through his phone, there will be nothing in there. He cleans it it's always deleted message. It's clean. Even the messages between him and his friends are clean. I asked him, is he happy? I felt a little disconnect between us. He said, no, I'm tripping. I know I'm not tripping. Ladies, don't ever think you're fucking tripping. Because that's literally your female intuition that God gave us. So I'm all right. He moves so tactic that the only way I'm going to catch him basically catch him or find out is if either I pop up on him wherever I think he is and find him doing something or what. But at the time, I had sold my car. I gave my car away to my little cousin because I was about to get a new car. So those 3 months, I really didn't have a car. I would Uber everywhere or we would just share his car. So, and don't ever do that. Before, I didn't really need the car. I didn't really go anywhere. I might as well have I gave my car to someone that needed it. You know what I mean? So, long story short, that's besides the point. Right? Me catching him out was not gonna help because he, like I said, was very tactic. So at this point, I'm what the fuck do? How do I catch this nigga? Wherever I pop up at, he's not on nothing. He cleans his phone out. but I know something's up because obviously my intuition. I'm calling one homegirl, I'm telling her. I'm calling another homegirl, I'm telling her. The last homegirl I called, she's like, oh, you know, like, if you feel like that, then you probably right. Like, I'm like, yeah, what do I do? She was like, well, I caught my ex, my baby daddy at the time, cheating because I planted a voice recording in his car and I was able to hear everything he was doing and where he was going. I'm like, word? She was like, yeah, like, the amount of shit I done seen and I done heard, like, it's over. Like, even up to this day, they're not together anymore. But she was like, one thing I will advise you is, if you're not ready to leave, don't even put that shit in there, because the type of shit you hear, like, even like the innocent conversations, like, you really might get like fucked up in the head mentally. And I'm in mine. I'm like, what? Like, I'm leaving. Like, I hear what I need to hear. I just need confirmation. Mind you, me and my ex-boyfriend at the time, we lived together. We had a lot of like investments and shit together, things like that. But none of that mattered to me. I'm like, if I hear some crazy shit, I'm out. Right? That wasn't the case. So boom, she sends me the link or the screenshot to get where to get their voice recorder from Amazon. So I ordered this shit. I kid you not, guys. I ordered it to my mom's house because he checks the mail. I check the mail sometimes. It all depends. I ordered it to my mom's house, pick it up. The next day it comes, or I think 2 days after it come. And the first 3 days I had this shit, I just could not, like, something was turning in my body. I could not grow the balls to put this shit in his car. And the way the voice recording is set up, the reason why it's so much audio built up is because it records up to like 200 hours or something like that. And it's not just recording. The only time it records is when it hears people talking or audio. And when it records and then it shuts off. So it saves the battery, and then you have really just accurate audio of when whoever's in the car talking. So boom. And I just feel the need to talk about this shit now because, like, I done cried about it, laughed about it, moved on. I'm in a whole nother relationship. It's just the shit that you really go through in life. It really seems to amaze me, like, what we go through as humans. But anyway, I eventually grew some balls and decided to put that shit in his car. I put it in his car for 1 day. 1 day was all I needed. One day was all I needed to really spaz out, but I really held my composure for 2 days, and I let the audio sit in there for 2 days. The first day he came back, I would wake up early in the morning. First of all, I'm all over the place with the story. I would wake up early in the morning, walk my dog, put the voice recorder in his car. I would hide it. It's very, very thin. He wasn't going to see it. No one's thinking it's going to be a voice recorder in his car, so I'm not even tripping. I put the voice recorder in his car in the morning when I go walk the dog. By the time he leaves the house, because at the time he's on house arrest, so he has a certain time to leave and a certain time to come back. So he leaves the house like from 2 and has to be back by 10:30. So, yeah, I walk Leo every morning, which is my dog, put it in there. By the time he come home, I go act like I'm about to walk my dog again, go get the voice recorder, keep it, because at that point, I can't listen to the audio because he's in the house. While he's in the shower, I'll plug it up, download the audio to my computer, and then the next day while he's out, I'll play back the audio. And then it's like, you can't. Okay, so this is part 2 from yesterday. I'm sorry it took me a whole day. I just had a lot of fucking shit to do, and I got home really late last night. Alright, it's a couple of things I'm going to start off by saying really quickly so people don't get confused. It's 108 hours of audio. 1, I had the audio in his car for 2 days. Obviously, that's not 108 hours, but I'm, like I said prior, I did this shit twice. I did it once in his car, and I did it once inside of our bedroom. So the second time I did it, I left and I moved out of the state of Georgia, and I moved to California. So before I get to that, I gotta start with this. So as I was saying, I had put the audio in his car. It's very thin. You're not gonna see it. Like I said, he didn't see it. He didn't even realize it was in there. He didn't know nothing. So, boom. The next day when he went out, I was listening to the audio prior the day before. The first hour into him driving, he's on FaceTime with a bitch. So while he's on FaceTime with this bitch, I could tell like they're newly, like they're fresh. Like they're obviously comfortable with each other, but they're freshly talking. I'm mind you guys, I got my headphones and I'm locked in. Like I'm rewinding, replaying every little thing that I hear or did not hear, catching it. Guys, he's talking to this bitch about his PO, his personal court shit. So like, not only are you're talking to other bitches and you're basically cheating, you're being like, you're talking to this bitch how you would talk to me. I'm your woman. You're supposed to talk to me about personal shit, your PO, your court shit. Like you're talking to a random eater about personal shit. Mind you guys, what makes it even worse, I kid you not, my name is Maya. This bitch name was Mia. And yes, I am name dropping. I don't give a fuck. So, yeah, so he's talking to this girl. They laughing, they kikiing, they having a good old time over the phone. Next thing I know, I hear him say, I'm about to come near, I'm about to pull up. So, she like, you still got the address? I'm like, oh, so you been going to this bitch house. So not only are you headed to this bitch house, you so willingly and freely talking to about your personal shit, you're going again. Okay, this nigga says the address out loud. Now I got the address. Boom. He heads there. It takes him, I kid you not, it takes him about maybe 35 minutes to get there. This bitch lives in a house. She lives a little further out. I'm hearing the songs he's playing. I think I might be a little sick in the head, maybe, because I'm listening to the whole playlist. I'm listening to hear if he's on the phone with somebody else to see how he's talking to his friends about this bitch, so I can really understand, like, is this like, I just need to know. Like, I'm already invested, might as well know every fucking thing. So he makes it to this bitch house. How the voice recorder is set up, it's in military time, so it'll tell you how long from the last recording to the next recording. So he pulls up to this bitch house. He's in this bitch house for 2 hours. I'm not a scientist, but what nigga is gonna go back to a bitch house for 2 hours, especially if you already been there and y'all just sitting there talking? You obviously fucking this bitch. Sorry, someone just called me. But yeah, you obviously fucking this bitch. So yeah, he was at the bitch house for 2 hours. Cool, this your bitch, or I don't know. So I'm listening to the rest of the audio throughout that whole day. He's on the phone with his friends, politicking, all that extra shit. For a nigga who's on house arrest, I'm not gonna lie to you, he knows how to manage his time. He has immaculate time management, I will say that. Because the amount of shit he do in a day and still making home for dinner, well, he has no choice because he's on house arrest. But to me, niggas are really actors. For you to go out having a full day of doing fuckery and come home and you the one with an attitude is crazy. Boom. That day go by. Let's fast forward to the next day. So I wake up, do the same shit I did the day before, walk the dog, and put the voice recorder back in his car. He leaves the house, go throughout his day again. Fast forward to when he come home, I get the audio, right? Download it, and he goes about his day once again. So I'm hearing the audio from the next day. Today, he ain't go see his eater from yesterday. He's talking to 2 new eaters. He's talking to I don't know who the other bitch is. I couldn't figure it out. But he's talking to this other bitch from New York. Mind you, the bitch got a nigga too, right? They talking, but the conversation was very brief, right? This is when I really lose it, because not only are you pulling up on bitches, you seeing bitches, you staying at bitches' house, and obviously you gotta be fucking, because if you didn't fuck a bitch when you put up to her house, you should have, nigga. You also talking to bitches out of state, so you really hate me for real. That's what I got it at. So fast forward to the nighttime. It's about 11 o'clock at night. I remember this day very, very vividly. He gets in the shower, takes a shower. He comes lay down in the bed. I'm playing the cool, but my energy, like, I can't hide it. Like, you could tell something's wrong, but I'm not trying to blow the spot up. I'm trying to wait till he go to sleep so I can go through that phone. God just works in my favor. You know why? Because around this time, this happened in May, like the beginning of May. This last year, May, right? Around this time, no, I'm sorry, this was 2 Mays ago. Yeah, this was 2 Mays ago. This would make it 2 years. This is when the recently deleted feature on the iPhone came out. Like, you know, when you delete a message and then you go to the recently deleted and you can recover the messages. That's when that just came out, maybe the day before. I kid you not. God just is always on my side, bro. He goes to sleep. I go through his phone. I was able to see all the recently deleted messages. I found out who the bitch was from New York. I can't even say her name because if I say her name, y'all gonna know who the fuck she is. And it's not that I don't care, but it's just like, it's not that I care, but it's like I can't even, because y'all definitely gonna know who the fuck this bitch is. So I go through the messages. They kikiing, come to find out she got a nigga too. I wake that nigga up out his sleep with his phone. Boom, I slapped the phone on his hand. We're tussling. He's like, ain't shit in my phone. Come to find out, I show him, I recovered the messages. He in his head, he like, how the fuck did you get the messages I deleted? So we're tussling in the bed. Obviously, he's stronger than me. He was able to grab the phone. So I take the phone and I run out the house. Mind you, y'all, he's on house arrest. He cannot leave the house after a certain time. I'm able to read all the messages once I make it down the hallway. He cannot leave out the door. So he's fucked at this point. I'm reading it. I'm figuring out who the bitch is. I'm taking pictures of that number, any other number. All the numbers I've seen in the recently deleted, I put all the numbers in on Cash App. I found out who all them bitches is. Cool. Right? He probably think like shit's sweet. It's an argument. Whatever. He go about his day. And even if he wanted to stay home, he couldn't because he has to leave at a certain time and he has to come back. Right? By the time that nigga left the next day at 2 o'clock and came home, I cleaned the fucking house down. I cleaned all my shit out. I took my shit and some of his too, and I left. So luckily at the time, my best friend went to go see her nigga in LA. So she left me her car and the keys to her apartment. So I was at her house for about a week, right? So I'm there contemplating, listening to the rest of the fucking audio over and over again. Me and her split up the audio. I had a certain amount of hours. She had a certain amount of hours. And then we have a conference, right? So yeah, at this time I'm at my best friend's house for a week now. I'm there for a week and some change. We have a conference, right? 2 days into me being at her house, I get a call from my cousin Cece, and she like, you know, I'm not gonna say his name, but you know, homeboy is here on my job. Like, he don't know where my cousin works. She works at this lounge in Atlanta called The Continent. Why this nigga was there with the same bitch, Mia? I swear to God on my life, God not wake me up tomorrow. This nigga was with, and the reason why I knew was her. I didn't know at the time it was her. But once I did my research and found out who the bitch is, I put a face to a name. This nigga was at the lounge with this bitch smoking hookah. Cool. So my cousin is speechless. She walks over to the bar or whatever, cause she's a bartender, and is doing what she gotta do. Why this nigga walk over to her and is like, please, me and Maya already going through shit. Please don't say nothing to her to make it any worse. She like, nigga, my loyalty is to my cousin. Like, and you got some nerve to walk into my establishment, regardless if you knew or not, and tell me you have to say something to my cousin. Like, this nigga is bold. Like, really, really fucking bold. So at that point, the damage is already done on top of the fucking damage. Like, nigga, like, you're wild. Like, and then to know, and in Atlanta, like, the continent is like 20 minutes from the city. It's like in Brookhaven area. It's out the way. So this nigga thought he was being low. That's the even crazier part, because God be really spinning about me. Like no lie. Like, what are the fucking odds? And my cousin just started that job at that lounge probably a week prior. So, like I said, when I cleaned the house out when I had left, I took my shit and some of his, which is some money he left around, and I needed to be compensated for my pain. So, at this point, y'all found out you cheated. I'm crying. I'm distraught. whatever. I'm mad. All different types of emotions is going through my body. I decided to book a flight to Colombia because I wanted to go get my teeth done. I wanted to do something to make myself feel better, and I needed a vacation. So I booked me and my best friend's flight to Colombia to get my teeth done. I found the next appointment to get my teeth done, and I did. So yeah, that's booked. Next day, I take myself. Oh, rewind. Remember the bitch from New York? I also found out who she was. I found out who her nigga was. I DM'd her nigga. Since we playing, we all gonna play. And the fact that you're even playing with a nigga with a bitch and you got a nigga, your nigga's up for grabs too. But nobody even wants your nigga, honestly. He's like, if y'all know this, y'all, I can't even say names because oh my God, I'm gonna start some other shit if I say names. But yeah, I DM'd him just to be funny. Nobody even want that dusty looking ass nigga. So yeah, I DM him. Of course he responds. I didn't even respond because at this point I'm like, I don't even want your nigga. I just DM'd him because I know I can, and I know since we playing, let's all play. Boom. After the 2 days I was at my best friend's house and CC found homeboy with the Mia bitch. 2 more days go by, so now it's 4 days I'm there. I decided to like go shopping for my trip coming up and get my nails and my hair done. Obviously he knows where my best friend lives, but I'm not thinking the nigga is gonna like come to her house because at the time, like, obviously she has a boyfriend, so her and her boyfriend live together. Like, certain things you just don't do. I take a walk down the street. Now I'm in Midtown, and if you know, there's like everything is walkable, like nail salon, hair salon, everything is walkable. I'm walking to the nail salon. 2 blocks down, why is this nigga parked up? So that means to tell me you're parked up on a random Wednesday, just parked up. I'm walking down the street. I put this on my mother's life, y'all. I'm walking down the street to go get my nails done. This nigga's parked up outside of a restaurant, outside of his car, just posted up. Like, I really feel like he's very psychotic. So that means if you did that day, you was doing that from the first day I left. You probably went to go see if I went to my mother's house, maybe 2 other friends' houses, and then eventually realized I wasn't there and decided to park up there. Sick. So now at this point, you got me, you caught me. So it's different when you popping off. Okay, this is the part where the dumb bitchness come in. At least I could own up to my wrongs, right? You're in front of me. This is someone I love. This is someone I've been with for 2.5 years at the time. When a nigga is in front of you and he's pleading his case, it's like, I'm asking like what really possessed you to do that? Like, I'm asking all these questions and like just trying to get some type of answers. I'm crying, I'm emotional, I'm scared the nigga done popped up on me. Now you know where I'm at, so even if I want to leave another day, you still gonna, like, I don't know at this point. So we're talking, he's pleading his case, he's telling me how he felt lonely, he was confused, he didn't know what to do, he was stressed about other shit, family shit, his PO, money, like a whole bunch of shit. So I'm like, I get it, but like, nigga, you could have said something. Like, we could have took a break. Like, once again, I'm never the type of bitch to be like, I could have did something better, because there's nothing else I could have fucking did. I was a good ass bitch to you while you were out and while you were in. So to me, if you felt like that, we could have took a fucking break. You could have did what the fuck you want to do, and I could do what the fuck I want to do. Simple. But you're not gonna sit there and embarrass a bitch that's been nothing but good to you. Like, do you wake up and not think about the karma behind that? No, niggas have no conscience, and I realized that the second time, not even the first time, the second time. And ladies, once a nigga show you what he's capable of doing the first time, no matter if a year go by, 6 months go by, he's gonna do it fucking again, if not worse. The nigga did worse the second time, and that's why I really had to like finish him off the second time. I had no mercy the second time. But yeah, after that conversation, we talked, gradually made my way back to the house. Eventually we got back together, right? So this was in May. He got off house arrest in September. So let's fast forward from May to September, right? Mind you, all that time he was on house arrest, he was home more, taking me out more, trying to make up for everything. So it went from going to jail, being on house arrest, to now, fast forward to September, he got his fucking freedom back. Now No curfew, no nothing, right? And this is when he really showed his ass. Also, too, this time I have actual footage and receipts and audio that I'm going to insert so y'all can actually see and hear how crazy this nigga really is. Hey y'all, so I'm gonna try to wrap this up. This is part 4 and probably my last part, because I ain't mean it to even be this long. So fast forward. So after he caught me at my best friend's house on the side of the street, we talked. I went back, whatever. After I got my teeth done, I went back though. Yeah. So, oh, also too, how he even found out about the recording is because when I was trying to find out who the Mia bitch is, I went through following. I went through a lot of like bitches I knew who was in the Atlanta mix and just kept typing in the name to see if it popped up. Then I called my ex-boyfriend's my best friend's girlfriend at the time. Well, they weren't together, but that was his bitch. Whatever. And I was asking her, do she know? And I was telling her what happened. Why the fuck she ended up telling him? Because I did tell her I put a recording in his car. Because I'm thinking the bitch ain't going to say nothing. Like, you supposed to be a girl's girl, bitch. She went back and said something. And that's how he found out. I put a voice recording in his car. So, yeah, I went back. We tried to fix it. It was just even more toxic shit. Even when we was halfway good. But mind you, this happened in May. He's off house arrest in September. This nigga start acting funny again in November. So, he wasn't taking me outside either when he went out. So it's like, in his defense, it's like, oh, we already in the house together. We need to be outside too. And it didn't really bother me because I used to go out with my friends too, so I didn't really care. But it's like, at this point, now you're doing the same shit you did before. But I know that he know that even if I wanted to try that voice recording shit, he probably ain't gonna say shit in the car because he already got caught doing that. Now he know. So yeah, he coming home 6 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, repeatedly going to hookah lounges. And then when I would say something about it, to his defense is, oh, I only go to the club on the weekends. I only go to hookah lounges on the weekdays. The hookah lounges don't count as going out. What? Like, nigga, if you step foot out this house, that's considered going out. Like, are you okay? And at the time, I didn't really care because, well, in the beginning, I didn't really care because I was going out with my friends. Like, I get it. You probably want your space. But then when it's time for me to come out with you is, oh, like, why you want to be around me and my niggas? It's like, nigga, you a funny acting nigga, but I got you. So when he started moving funny again, you already know what I did. I ordered the voice recorder again because he threw out the last one while we keep that in the house. So I ordered 2 more and I sent that shit to my friend's house this time. I put one in the car and I put one in our bedroom. So also too, he has a friend at the time that came down and stayed with him for a little bit. So they were really, really outside. His friend was with him for like 2.5 weeks, so he was wilding. So I put one in the car, put one in the house. So let's talk about the audio. You already know how I got down with the car and how I got down. Well, y'all don't know how I got down with the audio that's in the house. I put the audio in between a book that I had to, like, a Tom Ford book and a Chanel book stacked on my side of the bed. And when I get up for the day, run my errands, this, that, and the third, I know he's gonna be in that bed talking because he's gonna think freely. Like, his everyday routine, he gets up, talks to his friend every day about whatever bitches, but they be thinking I don't be knowing because they speak a different language. He's African, so they speak a certain language. I'm not gonna say the language because if I say the language, I'm gonna say this nigga name. But yeah, they speak that shit. And I know they talking about bitches. So I'm like, I know that'll be the perfect time for him to say who he talking to, or I'm going to be able to hear if he's on the phone with a bitch. And when he is talking to his friend that be speaking that language for him, and they not around me or bitches, they speak regular English. They only do that when bitches is around and they don't want nobody knowing what the fuck they talking about. So when I leave the recorder in the car and in the house, y'all, I left that shit in there for a week. this time because I already prepared myself. For what's about to come. You off house arrest. I already know. You coming home 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. I already know. Because I already knew you were doing something. So same way I knew the first time. So with this grace period I have of this week before I download everything and listen to everything back, I was slowly packing my shit. Like, he didn't even realize. Like, every night I would focus on packing up certain clothes, pajamas. I would clean out the drawers in the room. He wouldn't even notice. Then I'll organize my shit in the bathroom, slowly moving shit out. So yeah, I would gradually take shit to my friend's house because she lived literally right around the corner from where we were staying, and slowly take shit out the house. So it came to the point where I had maybe like a bag full of clothes left and the stuff that was in the closet. He's not gonna know that shit is missing from my drawer. He doesn't go in my drawer. He doesn't go underneath the sink on my side. He's literally not gonna notice. So that last night I left, that was the last thing I took, clearly, and that was me cleaning the rest of my shit out the house. So on that maybe the last day of that week that I had the audio in, he had to go to New York. And he had to do something with his car because he recently got a new car and had to something with the registration. He had to go to New York, but I already felt the way about him going to New York for a couple of reasons. And one of the reasons was the fact that that bitch he was talking to lived in New York. So I already felt the way. I'm like, if you go to New York right now, like, you don't even know how I'm feeling mentally. Like, you don't want to do that. And then on top of that, I didn't even recover this shit from the audio yet, right? Why this nigga went to New York? So that became a whole nother thing. He went to New York. I was able to download all that audio, what he was saying in the bed with bitches. I heard audio of somebody getting head. I'm assuming it was his friend from what he said, but I know it was him. In the bed, he's talking to bitches about what he did the night before with bitches. I can't say certain things on TikTok because they might take this down, but y'all already know what the fuck I heard on that. So on top of that, you're in New York. I completely black out, y'all. I kid you not. I fucked the whole crib up. Like, when I say, like, mentally, I literally fucking lost my mind. I had enough. And I'm about to show y'all pictures of what the fuck I did. And this is not even to be funny at this point. I literally had a mental break. This is what I fucking did to our apartment. That's what I did to our living room. That couch was $6,000. I finished and destroyed the whole fucking apartment. We had a lot of expensive shit in there. And when I tell y'all, I was like, if he was home, I probably would have stabbed him. Because I literally lost my fucking mind. Yeah. So after that, I packed all my shit up, left, took some of his shit too. And I moved to LA. It's that simple. And it obviously goes more into detail, but I'm just trying to wrap it up and say this. I'm currently in a whole different relationship. This happened a minute ago, and it's not to sit here and say I'm reminiscing on anybody and miss anyone. It's just to show you, like, I literally kept taking it and taking bullshit until I lost my fucking mind. And mental health is a serious thing. I didn't even realize, like, mentally I was going insane. I was becoming numb, and I was slowly losing myself and my sanity. And no nigga is worth that. And I wanted to just come on here and say, bro, don't ignore the signs. Don't ignore your gut feeling, because it's always a fucking better nigga. It's always a nigga willing to do shit you were begging for from another nigga. And I don't know if this story helped anybody at this point, but I couldn't even believe I even came on here and told mine. But if it helps the next woman, I'm a girl's at the end of the day. And I hope this helps whoever's listening out there. So yeah. Also, too, y'all asked me what was his sign and what's my sign. He was an Aries with an Aquarius moon. And I'm a Leo with a Gemini moon. Checkmate. Bye-bye.
Whew, man, that was a lot. But there you have it. Could you imagine sitting through 108 hours worth of audio just to catch your partner in the act? My question to y'all is, what would you have done if you was in this same similar situation as her? Me personally, I feel like if you got to do all this, it's time to go. But she did the right thing. She said that she figured it out. And once she did, she left. It ain't like she stuck around. So, hey, at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Until the next messy story, y'all. Peace out.